Hey people, welcome to Dwight's Laboratory. This spring I was doing some sapping, and this is what I come up with right here. I did some boxelder, I had about 60 taps. I did some sugar maple, I had about 25 taps. And then I got a little crazy from there, and I was watching Ben Hoschk over there in Iowa and his front yard maple sap operation, and he was throwing black cherry bark in his sap. And I picked his brain on it and decided I'm going to do the same thing. Look at that. Look at how dark that is. It's so red it's black. Hence black cherry, right? Anyways, I got about 2 gallons of that. And I think next year I probably won't put quite as much bark in and maybe cook it for less time, because my experience is that it's like cough syrup, and it's good to have some cough syrup. People do end up coughing, in the winter. There's whooping cough goes around, and got some cough going on with the COVID-19 and stuff like that. So cough medicine is a needed thing. But what I'm after is I really want to try to get a real light black cherry flavor in it, so I can use it with my beverages, my flower cordials, and can make switchels with it and use it in the shrub making process. And I don't know, there's all kinds of fun things to do with it. Not to say I won't make some more heavy syrup, cough syrup type product also, but I really like to play around with the lighter, more delicate flavor of the black cherry. So anyways, from there I got a little crazy, got kind of excited, you might say, and I thought, well, what other kinds of food and medicine can I make? And so I came up with blackberry. So this is the bramble, the blackberry bramble. So it's not quite as dark. It is pretty dark though yet. So this is something that I had brainstormed just reading Stefan Harold Buhner's protocol for the COVID-19, and he had mentioned the good qualities of the blackberry, the root bark particularly. So I decided I'm gonna pull a bunch of them up, hose them off, scrape the bark off of them. I scraped it right up to the cane, took the briars and everything, and then I clipped off the small branches, and I threw that in the sap, and so I cooked that all down and turned it into a blackberry syrup, and it's really nice flavor. You can't really taste any of the blackberry per se, but it's definitely a berry flavor, and I like it. It's lighter. There was less volume of material compared to the black cherry, and I think I cooked it less time. I probably put it in when it was half done cooking. So so that turned out really nice. I'm really happy with that. So then I also went with elder. So this is the bark scraped off pretty good size elder cane, which was pretty thick bark, and that was actually turned out to be my favorite flavor right there. And it's definitely lighter in color and such. Some people are afraid of elder, saying it's poisonous because of the cyanoids in it. Stefan Harold Buhner seems to think that it's not. I respect him, and chose to try it. The black cherry also, its medicine is the cyanoids. So if we try to eliminate the cyanoids out of the elderberry, we're not getting the full effects of the medicine that it has available to us. So I choose to go with it. you know, I'll tell people before they have it, give them a disclaimer that there is possibility of taking too much of it and possibly getting sick from it. But like everything, there is a proper amount to take. You never want to overindulge in anything, no matter what it is. You don't even want to overindulge in water. You could drown yourself in some water if you had too much. So balance is the thing. So anyway, so that was my favorite of all of them, flavor-wise. So then I did this one here. These two, actually. This is white pine. So I did the needles and the bark, and it turned out very interesting. It's not too strong of pine. I was, wondering if it was going to turn out tasting like pine salt, because that wouldn't have been any fun. But the way it turned out, it's really nice. Definitely some places to use it. This is all experimental. It's kind of like my vinegars. I actually chose to make all these unusual syrups just because I have all the unusual vinegars that I make with my cordials. So you might have noticed, I've chose to call them cordials, which is a European pronunciation of the word cordial. Just because I have a unique product, and using that pronunciation will bring you to the awareness that it is a unique product. Anyway, so the vinegars then are sour, and I'd love to pair them with something sweet. So I see people taking like a tablespoon of vinegar, a tablespoon of syrup, and mixing that up in a little shot glass and taking a shot of that every morning. So you get the medicinal benefits of the unusual syrups that I just made, and you also get the medicinal benefits of the live vinegar made from flowers from like plants like echinacea and yarrow and bee balm and fun things like that, and all that medicine in there, along with the sweet medicine of the blackberry brambles. So you could take a blackberry blossom vinegar and mix it with a blackberry syrup and just keep building the energy. So here, this last one right here, this one will blow you away. This one I call an anti-tumor syrup. I mean, I think that's kind of an oxymoron, because cancers feed on sugar. So I'm not saying to use it when you got full-blown cancer. I'm saying to use it as a preventative. So what I got in here is chaga, turkey tail, maitake, and a ganoderma. And I boiled them all down in the sap right from the beginning, and I got maple, birch. Well, you gotta have birch because you got chaga in there, right? And got maple, birch, and boxelder sap, all of them. This kind of towards the end when I'm having just a little bit of quantity of everything, and so I threw it all in there together, and that turned out so cool. So it's pretty thick, and it's really dark, and it reminds me just the consistency and the look of it, and the flavor is all blackstrap molasses. That's just exactly what it turned out like, blackstrap molasses. So that's some way cool food medicine right there. Anyways, just think of the possibilities when you got all these unusual syrups, and like the sky's the limit. What you can boil down in your, I'm going to try knotweed next year. I'm going to be boiling some knotweed in there, so that's some really good medicine. Boiling your knotweed roots into your sap. Wouldn't that be cool? So there's all kinds of options, many different things to play with, and it's so much fun. Yeah, that's what gets me so excited. It's what makes me alive, is playing with syrups and playing with vinegars and flour cordials and sodas. And keep your eyes open, because we got a we have a distillery coming into town here, and I'm going to see if I can convince them to take my flower wines, my cordial wines, and turn them into brandy. So think of that. So you have a flower cordial, you turn it into a wine. So let's say you take an echinacea flower and you turn it into wine, and then you take that and turn it into brandy, and then you grab some more roots, some echinacea roots, and you throw that in there and you tincture that into the brandy made from the flower of the same plant. Just keep building energy and building energy until you got so much energy in there of the same plant that you'll fix anything. Just like that. Magic. Hey, have an awesome day. Thanks for watching. Love y'all.